Welcome back, everybody. It is Coinage coming at you with another one. Today is Saturday, 8th, 2025 of November. And today we are going to be talking about AMC, be doing some technical analysis, and I'll be talking to you a little bit about selling covered calls as I decided to go ahead and go that route for now. So without further ado, none of this is financial advice for entertainment purposes only. So right here, looking at the weekly time frame. Sorry, that was my baby. But anyways, um, taking a look at the weekly time frame, we had five. We now have 5 red days or red weeks in a row. Total of 5. So one interesting note is that this is the lowest close, all-time close of AMC's history. As you could see, the last time back in 2024, the close was right here at 264, 266. And again over here, 267, around that area. Last week, 260. And now this week, close at 241. So a lot of bearish sentiment. However, when AMC historically has hit these lows is when it would squeeze from here. But with all this uncertainty, what's going to happen December 10th with the whole possible dilution. A lot of uncertainty, but again, when there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, that is when it does squeeze. I personally don't think it'll squeeze until at least until the new moon. So let's bring this moon chart. So the new moon is on the 19th of November. So I'm thinking at least if it were to squeeze, it would probably be late November. But again, it's just all complete speculation, as December 10th there's a lot of uncertainty. So I did mention on my last video that I didn't like this consolidation. We could be seeing, little correction, but getting a pop afterwards. We did get that on Thursday. Let me actually bring this up for you. That way you can see the days here. So we did get that on Thursday. As you could see, it was holding this 260, 262 area. However, Friday we did bleed towards the downside. Didn't exactly expect that. And so what I don't want to see is us staying in this range, this area for too long. It's okay that we at this level, but if we could get a nice rejection from this area, then that would be a good thing to see. So this is the post earnings, and if you have not listened to that interview with Adam Aaron, I strongly suggest you listen to that interview. Adam Aaron, I gotta give it to him. He's a pretty damn good salesman. You listen to that interview, he's very positive with the AMC, great salesman. It doesn't seem like he cares too much about the shareholders, considering that he wants to dilute the shares once again. But gotta give it to Adam Aaron. But again, he's a businessman. This is a business. So so again, that's the whole post earnings. Typical AMC, it just always seems to tank after earnings. So now I want to segue my way to talking about covered calls. So selling covered calls is, if you have shares of AMC or a particular stock and you're using your shares as collateral. So yes, it's possible that we can be getting a squeeze, but I mean, I think we're still not quite there yet. Maybe after the new moon, after the new moon, then we can possibly be seeing that. So what I decided to do was sell covered calls. So my average price of AMC is $4.55, which is really good actually, considering I started buying stocks back in January of 2024. So I was fortunate that I only bought one AMC share, literally just one AMC share that did the 1/10 reverse stock split. So I was fortunate, I mean, I hate to hear, that a lot of people, they got hosed, a lot of people got hosed. So man, I mean, I feel your pain on that one. That does suck. But yeah, I just want to mention that my average cost for AMC shares is $4.55. So I decided to go ahead and sell covered calls. So basically, I have my strike price expiring. What day it is? What day is it? Let's see. Expiring next week, so November 14th. Expiring November 14th. So basically, if the stock price goes above $6, I'm forced to sell my shares. Now, I'm just selling a portion of my shares. I'm not selling them all. So basically, by doing this, I'm collecting premium. So like, let's say it doesn't hit $6 by November 14th when it expires, I will keep that premium that they pay me for selling those covered calls, and then I don't have to sell any shares. So it's a good way to lower your average percentage. Like, I'm okay selling at $6 considering my average price is $4.55. I'm selling in profit, so this so yeah, I just decided to do this. I mean, again, I got to be careful, but I mean, if it sells, it sells. If it's so basically what this means, the risk is, let's say it squeezes to $20. If it squeezes to $20, I'm forced to sell at $6. But again, I'm still selling in profit. And I'm just doing it very short term. So for example, it's just expiring this 14th. So what I decided to do with that money is I went ahead and buying regular calls. So I'll post it up here on the screen. So I have one for, I'm just saying this on top of my head, but I believe it's January 16th. And then I bought another one. I decided to go further out, so I bought another one expiring on December 20th. So giving plenty of time. Now, do I recommend buying regular calls at this particular time? Not really, because if you buy, let's say you buy and then it dilutes, then it has a super high chance of it expiring worthless. So I don't recommend it. However, it's basically free money that I'm getting selling these covered calls. Obviously, there is that risk that if it shoots to the moon, I'm forced to sell at $6. But that's okay because I'm selling a portion of it. I'm not selling all of my shares. I could live with that. So I'm basically collecting I mean, if you want to call it free money, but I mean, passive money, I'll call it that, passive money with that. So I'm okay if those expire worthless, but again, I mean, if we get a squeeze, then I can make decent money off of that, you know. So yeah, definitely look up covered calls. It's a good way, you know, like if I do sell those shares, if it does jump higher than 6 at after that expiration or before that expiration right there, then you know it's a good way to diversify the portfolio. Again, I'm holding, but yeah, I'll give updates on that as we move forward. But yeah, it's just a nice strategy. And one thing that I want to be doing too moving forward is selling puts. So selling puts is the same thing, only you're using cash as collateral. You only want to sell puts for companies that you're okay with selling shares with, but that's for a whole nother video. That's a whole nother topic. I don't want to confuse. I just wanted to touch base on selling covered calls to collect premium. Now, one thing that's interesting, again, I don't know from the top of my head, but I'll post it up right now, is that at this particular date, for whatever reason, it actually allows you to sell covered calls at $22. And it's only at this expiration date. I was looking at other ones, just playing around with it. But I found it interesting that in this particular one, it actually lets you sell covered calls at, I believe it's $22 just for that one. So is that when the squeeze is going to happen? I mean, I doubt it, but I just thought that was a bit interesting. But yeah, so with all this uncertainty, you know, nobody really knows. I don't know when the squeeze, if the squeeze is going to happen. Personally, I think it's inevitable, but that we do get a squeeze. I think this is a final shakeout. You know, get the weak paper hands out. You know, that's the way it works. This whole system is made to enslave you and, you know, get you to sell before the squeezes, and just to keep you to keep working at 9 to 5, you know, be in prison all your life. But I'm holding, again, these covered calls is just a portion of my shares. I'm not selling at all, or don't plan on selling. But again, if those do sell, I'm selling in profit. So again, you guys got to do what's best for you guys. And you know, appreciate my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys liking the video. Thank you guys. God bless you guys. You know, praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And on that note, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.